Hello again, Struck Club. December is almost here, and so are the plethora of games releasing this month. I'm bringing you another video that hopefully would help you figure out if some of the games incoming during December are to your liking. This one is dedicated to 3D Underdog Games, games that have 3D graphics but did not make the cut for the high-profile games or any of the other videos. So maybe that's the regular struck list for underappreciated potential hidden gems of games. The 3D edition, there will be another video coming out tomorrow that will be dedicated to 2D underdogs. So I hope you enjoyed this video, buckle up and let's go. The first game on the list is called Fangs. Fangs is a free-to-play multiplayer online battle arena. From the mind of Steve Ginsu Freak, Fangs is a 4v4 ever-evolving multiplayer online battle arena that focuses on hero-specific strategies, where each skill shot is the difference between glory and defeat. Customize your playstyle by unlocking and alternating hero-specific augments. Let your choices spark victory. It will be an early access title, so on the 30th of November when it comes out, it will be early access. That means it won't have all the planned features for a full launch. There might be bugs and glitches. But overall, it looks like an interesting and fun game developed by Hidden Leaf Games and published by Hidden Leaf Games. I see what they did there with that reference, with the Hidden Leaf Village reference. So what makes this game different than the other ones? Not much. Maybe the option where you can customize a skill to have different behavior, but overall it seems like your typical online 4v4 battle arena. Let's read you a little bit about the features. Hero diversity. In Fangs, we want to make sure everyone finds a home with one of our heroes. We will create heroes with diverse backgrounds and styles so that folks can relate with any one of our heroes. We hope that each hero inspires players to push the boundaries of their plays and find new answers to challenge every single round. So the hero customization, which might be the more unique aspect of this game, is with our diverse hero roster comes an even more in-depth customization system. With the ability to change augment each round, you as a player can change your playstyle to match any team composition challenge. Need a bit more healing on your team? No problem, there's an augment for that. Want to feel like an invincible god? Yeah, you guessed it, we got an augment for that too. They're showing on the Steam page how a default Blizzard has an option to get extra slow and grounding, and another option to become untargetable. Which again gives you that little bit of diversity. Same skill, different behavior and outcome. And then there's the fast-paced action, obviously. They're saying we know the pain of overly long, drawn-out matches, so we want our players to be able to go straight to the action. Matching the fast-paced combat gameplay with the adaptability of augments makes it so that you get to the action faster. Being able to change on the fly and quickly assess situations are paramount for being great at Fangs. And it's about team-based strategy based on strategic teamwork that allows for group recognition. We want you to feel a part of a community full of respect and camaraderie, both in game and outside. As there are multiple win conditions, you must work as a team to win the match. And obviously, competitive accessibility. Thanks invites both new players and genre veterans, as it's easy to learn and hard to master. We aim to lower the MOBA entry barrier so everyone has the opportunity to showcase their skills and shine. We will be updating and balancing the game every 2 weeks to make sure Fangs always feels fresh. Well, it sounds fun, it sounds great. It doesn't seem that amazing as they make it out to be, but typical marketing. But it looks good, it looks fresh. Especially this particular skill customization system. So on the 30th of November, Fangs is coming as a free-to-play title with in-app purchases that hopefully are just cosmetics. Since this is in a chronological order of release date, keep that in mind. It's not a top list. Next up is Orbisia, releasing on the 2nd of December 2022, developed and published by Weaveractive. It is a very interesting title, an open world survival crafting game. You have to work with your team members to explore and survive the wide and beautiful world. Enjoy a free world by gathering and hunting for survival. It looks good graphically, visually. Regarding the features, uh, characteristics enjoyed alone or with friends. Failure to survive can lead to loss of everything. Always focus on survival. Production and cooking. In order to survive, you need to make various tools. What kind of food will come out if I mix all the ingredients? Then there's also architecture. There are monsters in the world that threaten players. I'll hide myself from them. Create a shelter to protect you from disasters. Then there's skills and status. Everything the players do affects the character. What kind of skills do you want to improve? A little bit about the gameplay itself. Um, Orbisia world is a world where numerous games coexist. The world with different worldviews sometimes collides and is in danger. At this time, there are people to keep the world balanced. They are always ready for every situation, but they sometimes make mistakes too. One day, their spacecraft, which was hit by a digital storm due to a crack in the world crash, crashed into an unknown world. Their spacecraft is broken and they have lost all their food, so they are in a crisis. They have to survive in a cracked world and collect, produce, and grow resources to prevent cracks in the world. But in order to grow, you have to survive first, and this is the main gameplay loop of Orbisia. It seems interesting, 3D survival crafting action adventure platformer with a more casual, children-friendly look. It seems. So yeah, if it seems to your liking, the 2nd of December, it's coming out. Now, off to something more action-oriented. Samurai Maiden. The release date is the 8th of December 2022, developed by Shade Inc., published by D3 Publisher. A young woman from the 21st century with sharp swordsmanship skills finds herself in Honoji during the Sengoku period. Together with a trio of newfound ninja friends, she races through the underworld beneath Honoji, confronted by enraged corpses at every turn. I'm not sure if it's Honoji or Honoji, but in any case, it sounds like an interesting place to be. What is included in the game? First of all, there's various editions. There's standard and deluxe edition. There's some costumes in the standard edition, but the deluxe edition has two more. There's early purchase bonuses that last until January 13th. Early purchase bonus, and then there's Tsumugi's costume as well as an early purchase bonus. There's a bunch of things that are in the deluxe edition as well. A bunch of a ton of costumes. You could read that on Steam. So about the game. A temple in flames. Swirls of black smoke rise high into the sky. The angry shouts of soldiers can be heard all around. Before you stands a bearded old man. Wait, is that Nobunaga Oda? A woman from the 21st century with sharp swordsmanship skills finds herself in Honoji during the Sengoku period. Together with a trio of newfound ninja friends, again, we've already read that, they're repeating it, and so on. At the end, they say, and when things get tough, activate the devoted heart technique to have samurai and ninja walk lips to enhance their abilities. There are so many exhilarating epic battles to take on, slay the demon lord of the Sengoku period, and forge everlasting bonds with your ninja friends. A brand new female-led sword fighting action game is here. And yeah, it does look solid. I checked on the official website. There's plenty of action to enjoy in the game. There's that devoted heart system. Then there's the bubble encounters where you go on secret dates in a mysterious world. And again, the more you flirt, the stronger you get. There is an album. There's that flirting kind of system. There's also weapon enhancing system that definitely would be enjoyable. The good thing is the game is coming to multiple platforms: PlayStation 5 for including Switch and on Steam for PC. And the system requirements are not that heavy, which is great. I think it's one of the games I really want to try next month, even though I'm not a fan of that whole samurai maiden shoujo kind of playstyle. I think the action would be fine if I don't. Hopefully, there's plenty of action and not as much of the other boring activities. Hopefully, the itemization and crafting and stuff is good. Visually, it looks okay. If you can get past the samurai shoujo kind of aspect of the game, then it could be super fun probably, especially visually. I like those effects. Next up is one extremely interesting title, Choo-Choo Charles. Navigate an open world island in an old train, upgrade it over time, and use it to fight an evil spider train named Charles. Releasing on the night of December 2022, developed and published by Two Star Games. So a very interesting open world survival horror shooter. You, for the first time, I'm seeing Thomas the tank being the big bad horror baddie of the game. So yeah, Choo Choo Charles is that interesting kind of bad train, the spider train from your nightmares. Navigate a massive play area in your trusty old engine. These winding tracks are treacherous, so you need to plan each mission carefully. Be wary when traveling on foot or switching the track's direction. Charles might be waiting for you. Upgrade your train to fit your needs. Go wooting or complete missions to find scraps, which can be used to turn your train into a death machine on wheels. Get help from townspeople. Help out the settlers in return for high-powered weapons and other items vital to Charles' destruction. And as well, fight Charles to the death. Complete the main questline and summon Charles to a mortal duel. If you've gained enough strength, firepower, and skills, Charles may finally meet his match. Yeah, this game won the Epic Mega Grants, and also some Day of the Deaths official selection Summer Game Fest. So they have two Aurels, two awards that they've obtained. It looks like a very interesting game. The platforms you can expect to see this on, definitely Steam, most likely Epic, since it released those Mega Grants things, but I didn't see an Epic page. I might have to look harder. But it looks like a fun, unique title where a train is the bad guy. The next game on the list is called STALCRAFT. STALCRAFT is a dynamic survival MMO FPS horror game set in the open world of the Chernobyl exclusion zone. Developed and self-published by EXBO, releasing on the 9th of December 2022. It seems like a very unique take on the massively multiplayer online FPS mixing with survival horror genre. Features a unique open world RPG and shooter mechanics and atmospheric gameplay. Most of the time, the player spends in the open world of the Chernobyl exclusion zone. Locations are filled with all kinds of PvP and PvE activities. Beloved by fans of Stalker, search for artifacts, mutant hunting, exploration of uncharted locations, doing quests and laboratories, participation in faction wars. For those who have little time to play, there are various session modes. Plot and quests. The main storyline introduces the player to the zone and allows you to enjoy an intriguing story, complete with cutscenes and fully voiced dialogues. The world is also filled with many side quests steeped in Stalker spirit. Then, of course, it's an FPS. Weapon balance is not typical of open world MMOs and is more reminiscent of session shooters like Call of Duty. We characterize our game as a fast paced, reaction based, and skill driven shooter. Regarding the engine and setting, originally StarCraft was only conceived as a Minecraft fan modification that brings the world of Stalker into multiplayer mode. Over the past 7 years, the project has changed significantly and is now based on its own game engine. They're saying that they position the game as an independent product inspired by the development of GSC Game World, but not copying them. And PvP in an open world. One of the key features of the project is a complete freedom of PvP. Players join one of the warring factions and can kill outsiders anywhere except for small safe zones and quest dungeons. What is a stalker without looting and ambushes, they're saying. And then their distribution model. The game is distributed on a free to play model on a PC. Progression in the game is not pay to win. Everything can be obtained in game or purchased from other players in an auction. If you can purchase it with in-game money and not real money, okay. But if you use real money to purchase it, then it will be pay to win. It remains to see how they'll monetize it. If it's a free-to-play game, what would they monetize? If they only monetize skins for weapons, skins for your armor and suits or whatever, and visual effects and stuff, then fine. But if there's anything that is not cosmetic, then it would be hard to recommend. We'll see. It looks like a fun game. Definitely not everyone's cup of tea, but I know there's a ton of people who love that Chernobyl Stalker kind of setting in a game. The next title on the list is called Wave Tail. Wave Tail is gonna release on Steam, then also on Xbox XS1 and PlayStation 5 4 as well as Switch. Developed by Thunderfu Development, published by Thunderfu Publishing. Surf the waters of a submerged city, unravel the past, save the islanders from mysterious sea monsters, and discover secrets hidden under the surface. 12th of December 2022 is the release date of this title. It's kind of like action adventure platformer, 3D platformer, where you have those cartoony cinematic stylized style to it. There's also pirates. It could be a chilling game. There's a female protagonist. It's linear. It's story driven. There is a free demo on Steam. I strongly recommend testing that one before buying it. Explore an open sea and the decaying archipelago of Strandville in Wavetail, a story-driven action-adventure game introducing you to fed-up fishermen, secretive hermits, and maybe a pirate or two. Traverse calm waters and surging waves as Sigrid, a young girl who befriends a mysterious shadow that provides her with the power to walk on water. Regarding the features, speed through the open sea and swing yourself between buildings in this fast-paced adventure. Experience a heartwarming story about loss and reconciliation. Make new acquaintances amongst Strandville's diverse cast of islanders, from the charmingly cocky surfer girl to an old fisherman turned fashion designer. Change your appearance with collectible hats, hair dyes, and outfits. Fill the pages of Sigrid's scrapbook with special drawings to learn more about her world. Looks beautiful, looks nice. It seems like a children-friendly game. So, if you're looking for something to play with younger siblings or your kids, this might be the title. And now we are moving on to Space Team. A Space Team in Starcom Unknown Space, which is an action RPG of space exploration and adventure. Build your own starship while discovering an epic story in a universe of strange mysteries, alien factions, and uncharted worlds. Developed and self-published by WX3 WAPS LLC, releasing on the 14th of December 2022. It will be an early access release, and that means it might not be the fully planned features for the full launch. Some things might be missing or not finished. There might be bugs and glitches, but overall, it looks like a very fun game. So, as a new commander, you and your crew will transform your ship from a small scout into whatever you want: a deep space explorer, a fast striker craft, or an armor-laden battle cruiser. Meet alien races, both friendly, hostile, or enigmatic. Turn foes into allies and vice versa. Investigate new worlds and anomalies to unlock new technologies. Gather valuable resources and discover the secrets of this unknown universe. As features, you can explore a fully open world universe with multiple quests and a deep story. You can build your own starship with different weapons, defenses, and modules. Research new technologies. Survey unique planetary anomalies and investigate mysterious celestial artifacts. Talk with different alien factions, each with their own strengths, weaknesses, and motivations. Fast travel between discovered wormholes. So, fans of Starcom Nexus should know that the overall game mechanics, and by the way, Starcom Nexus is the previous game in the same universe, that the overall game mechanics have remained similar, with a number of improvements. This is not a direct sequel, it is a brand new story. New players will not need to be familiar with the plot of Starcom Nexus to jump right in. So, I think as long as this game is not overpriced, a lot of people might enjoy it. It's mostly fantasy and medieval when it comes to action RPGs. Space action RPGs are not as plentiful. Maybe like what 20 to 80% ratio, or 30 to 70 at best when it comes to space versus fantasy medieval looking. So I appreciate that there are people there making space action RPGs for us to enjoy. Speaking of fantasy medieval action RPGs, here it is, Dwarven Realms. A fast-paced action RPG with survival elements in a sandbox world. Choose your combat style, level up your skills through a unique tree, slay epic bosses and mobs to defend the world from ancient evil. Compete in an online ladder to prove you are the ultimate warrior. Release date the 15th of December 2022, developed and published by Creator Studios. Early access release, that means on the 15th of December when the game comes out. Again, there might be bugs, glitches, it might not have all the planned features for the full launch. It looks fun, it looks nice, it looks like a typical good old wooter. So roam the beautiful continent with over 5 unique dungeons and 10 different zones in an open world sandbox style world. Every corner of the land has unique different style with its creatures and beauty. Different adventures await. The environment is entirely interactable. Every chest or box you encounter along the way is lootable. Every iron ore vest is mineable. Every tree can be chopped down and every flower can be picked up. These resources will help you craft unique weapons and armors and will aid you as you continue your journey battling the forces of Archeon. The game has a unique skill tree where you can choose your path and profession in different weapons and combat. You can learn unique abilities and create your unique builds. The game has a unique and complex item generated system that you can expect from modern RPG games. Through these systems, the number of items is endless, and each character is different than the other, and each time you play, you find yourself on a unique journey. Yeah, it looks like a very solid game. Visually looks nice. Hopefully there is options to maybe slightly reduce the size of the damage numbers, or at least a plan to shorten them where it's 1000. It would say 1.xk instead of the whole number, especially when it's tens of thousands and stuff. Overall, I like the game, and I think many of you might like it as well. I would love to try it to see how it goes. The next title in this list is called Out of Bounds, probably one of the most unique titles in the list. Out of Bounds is a puzzle shooter where you need to create a game while fixing bugs. Releasing on the 15th of December 2022, developed by Tobias Rusjan, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, Rushan, maybe Rushan, published by Cybot Studios. There is a downloadable, playable free demo on Steam. Regarding platforms, I think it will be just on Steam. I couldn't find information about other platforms. About this game, as I said earlier, prepare to create in brackets, in not brackets, in quotation marks, a game while fixing, again in quotations, bug in Out of Bounds, a puzzle shooter originally created by Tobias Rushan for Rushan for the Unreal Engine Mega Jam 2021. Try to package your creation by compiling blueprints, shaders, and testing sound effects, but watch out for the bugs. Grab your line transfer and start fixing them. So, yes, as you can see, it's extremely unique. You have your food and coffee stats, you have deadlines, and again, you have to squash those bugs. You have to create a game by fixing those bugs, and that's the gameplay loop. And visually, it's represented to us as a first-person shooter ish kind of genre, but it also has action and platformer and puzzle elements. So it's nothing like anything else out there. That's why I say it's unique, and maybe some of you would enjoy it. That's why it's in this list. So, Pathogenesis Overcome is the next title on this list, coming on the 27th of December 2022, developed and self-published by 269th WAP Games Softworks. Hardcore, story-driven action RPG about those who survived after a global pandemic on the territory of Leningradskaya Oblast, Russia. A story about finding your place in a destroyed world where the greatest danger does not come from the infected. Regarding the features, planning and tactics are more important than reflexes. Not everything can be solved by running and gunning. Ammo is rare, it weighs a lot, and has a tendency to run out. Weapons can wear down or break entirely. You have to think twice before engaging in conflict. Using cover will drastically improve your chances of survival. Even one bullet from a handgun is enough to receive a deadly wound. Running guns blazing can lead to a premature death. Definitely not my kind of game. Dynamic camera and non-direct controls increase your ability to survey your surroundings and increases your maneuverability without losing control of your character. Think about the path you want to go and then concentrate on your surroundings. Non-target shooting and a special aim mode give you the ability to deal damage to specific areas of your enemies. Just let the suckers expose their elbow or knee, or you can just shoot through surfaces with armor-piercing bullets. A wide arsenal of real-life firearms, explosives, and ammo with proper characteristics and physically correct ballistics. Military, civilian, sports weapons from Russian and foreign arms manufacturers, almost everything that you can find in real life. Modifications and tactical gear increase the ease of use of for firearms, but don't overdo it. Each element increases mass to an already heavy arsenal. Cold weapons and hand-to-hand combat in case you will run out of ammo. Should you carry a lightweight fast combat knife or a more hard-hitting but heavy baseball bat? Or a long boat hook to keep the monsters at bay? Is a trusty old axe enough, or should you carry a real sword if you can find one? In any case, you will need strength, agility, and correct skills for proper use. Wounds, bleeding, disease, hunger, thirst, sleep deprivation, fatigue. You will have to spend some time to provide yourself with basic necessities. In order to survive in this harsh world, just find the necessary stuff and your character will do the rest. Now, only to figure out how to set up your stash and carry your goods there. There are also planned features such as dramatic choice infused plot set in the harsh reality of Russia's near future, high-tech wall tech brought to its tragic absoluteness. There's going to be a global map of that area and factions comprised of those who survived with unique ideologies which are neither bad or good. So overall, it looks like a decent title if you're looking for that. Definitely doesn't seem like my game, considering how hardcore it would be, and even a single bullet could kill you. Too realistic for me, but I think a lot of you out there might enjoy it. The last title on the list is called Bleak Fate Forsaken. Developed and self-published by Archangel Studios. The release date is set for 2022. No fixed date. It doesn't say December. It doesn't say which December. It just says 2022. So take it with the whole salt shaker of salt, because this might just be a temporary placeholder date they placed on Steam that they forgot to update. So, regarding the game, explore the vast remnants of civilization in this vast, unforgiving, and interconnected world. Learn what is left of its history. Discover pockets of natural life in the perpetually expanding omnistructure. Lose yourself in a journey unlike any other. Find your purpose in the world. It looks like your typical Soulsborne game, something that would be difficult to complete fights, especially the boss fights. So instead of fighting bunches of monsters, it's gonna be mostly small groups. If most of the time maybe a single monster, but with a lot of dodging and positioning. Hopefully they add a difficulty choice, so you're not forced to suffer to complete the game, and you might enjoy the story by playing some sort of easy casual mode, but explore the vast remnants of civilization in this vast, unforgiving, and interconnected world. Learn what is left of its history. Discover pockets of civilization, as I said, and so on. Open world and exploration. Explore the omnistructure for the first time ever. Rich in atmosphere and rife with danger. Be prepared to be immersed in a new world unlike any you've experienced before. Not every path is paved and catered to you, so be prepared to run, climb, leap, to ascend in bleak fate. Hardcore combat experience. Combat is dangerous and will push you to your limits. Positioning, timing, and resource management are all things you must keep in mind at all times. Expect to be challenged. And again, here I would say, if you don't want only the top 5% of players to enjoy your game, make an easy mode so that people with different skill can enjoy the game. someone might just want to play it for the story and enjoy the progression and art and everything that looks good in that game without having to worry too much about the positioning, timing, and resource management, and just enjoying the game for its other aspects. So RPG progression and playstyle versatility. Choose a class and progress into your perfect playstyle. But remember, not every choice is reversible. So decide wisely what direction you take your character in. And epic boss fights. Be prepared for memorable boss fights with unique soundtracks. Bosses ramp the danger levels even higher and ensure a thrilling ride through the manifold sectors of the Omni structure. And again, I would say it. I've enjoyed Souls-like, Soulsborne games like Steel Rising that had difficulty options a lot. I played it on the easier difficulty. It was nice to play it through for the story and for the combat without having to worry too much about getting 1-2 shot and stuff like that. So that's the biggest mistake developers of Soulsborne games make. They make only one difficulty and they make it extremely punishing for those hardcore masochistic people that are the core group of that genre. But if they want a wider audience, it's definitely nice to include options for the more casual players out there. To get notified when I upload more content like this one or other builds and guides for Wooter and not so Wooter games, you can subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button to not miss out on notifications. As well as keep in mind there's something called memberships on YouTube, which lets you be a paying member for my channel to get access to perks such as emotes and badges made by me, as well as the option to get one-on-one tutoring for the very basics of Adobe Photoshop, Premiere and After Effects. And memberships can be cancelled at any time if you no longer want to be a member. Thanks for watching all the way until the end. Struck up, keep it cool until next time, and goodbye.